Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Niels, managing partner at Fuss Agency, a content creation studio based in Antwerp. We are all about content marketing and helping companies to reach their audience. And that's also what I want to talk about to you today. I want to talk about the fuss around content marketing and what content marketing is. So let's kick off with the definition on content marketing. It's a very broad definition that includes all the pillars that I will talk about today. So I'm not going to read it to you, but let's just break it down directly. Here I have erased some noise, but you can see it's still a lot of text. So we will start with the first and most important part. It is a strategic marketing approach. It is not the whole marketing, it's just a part of marketing, a tactic that you can use to grow your business and to reach more people. Other examples of marketing approaches are content marketing. Other approaches are growth marketing, email marketing, guerrilla marketing. You could go to exhibitions with your company. So there are really a lot of things you can do in as a marketing approach, and content marketing is one of them. An important part is the creation and distribution of content. And content could be online or offline. It's also very important. It all depends on where you're trying to reach your audience, but for this I will come back later. The content on its part should be valuable, relevant, and consistent in order to attain your audience attention, attract and retain the attention. Your audience should also be clearly defined, and this is very important, and I will come back to later. Last but not least, we want to drive profitable consumer action. This is really the goal of most marketing tactics, and especially with content marketing, where everything is built around this goal of driving profitability. As a company, you of course need this to pay your employees, to innovate, and to grow your company. So let's start with this first important pillar: goal setting. What is it that you want to reach? What do you want to accomplish? Does your marketing goal fit your higher business goal? These are very important things to think about. It could be, for example, that you are trying to reach a specific audience to buy a service or product of you. Maybe you have a new product that you want to push to a new market, or maybe you want to work on your employer branding because you want to attract the best talent for your company because you're growing and you need more employees. The goal that you will set will help you with defining the other pillars that we're gonna discuss. First off, a clearly defined audience, because you need to know who it is that you're trying to reach. If you're selling flowers, for example, you're selling flowers online, it could be that you're only trying to reach women because they're like flowers. Or maybe you're only trying to reach men who are very bad at giving gifts, and your flowers are the perfect gifts for men for their wives or girlfriends. If you're trying to hire someone, you need to think about if you want to hire young people who are just leaving school, or if you want to reach seniors who have a certain knowledge base already and could help your company with their knowledge or skill sets. Two totally different audiences that you can find on different channels that will need a different message. So your knowledge the knowledge of your audience is very important. If you know your audience, always try to create buyer personas that have very specific demographics, so that you can tailor your message and your channels towards this audience that you have defined. I already touched it, but choose your channels. Know where your audience attention is. If we go back to the employer branding example, your young audience that just left school will use different channels than the senior, older people. The younger might spend a lot of their time on TikTok and Instagram, while your senior might spend more time on LinkedIn and might read a classic paper, an offline piece of content. So, knowing your audience and knowing the channels, then you already know who you want to reach and how you're going to reach them. And then, of course, the last part of that is then the content or the visual part through which you're going to tell your story. And here it's very important to know what works well with your audience. I'm going to take the same example. For example, the younger audience. They might want to see videos or TikToks or reels, very short, compact videos with a lot of information. Where the older or senior audience might want to see a carousel with information or wants to be triggered with a still that leads them towards another landing page where they can see the full description of the job you're offering. For the latter, the job and what they're gonna do and their pay might be more important for than for the younger audience. The younger audience might care more about, can I work hybrid? Is there a possibility for me to work from home? How is the company culture? Does it look like fun to work or not? So really know your audience, so you can tailor the message towards them and use the correct type of content to attract their attention. All these different parts will help you to accomplish your consumer action that you're trying to reach. So, really think about what you want your audience to do. Do you want them just to apply via link? Do you want them to click through to a landing page? Maybe you just want them to call you or write you an email or send your CV. All this is very important to think about so that you can create the content that converts. So knowing your audience will so through knowing your audience, you will know what channels they use, you know what type of content they like to see, and you can tailor your message to it. And then also, of course, try to get the consumer action that you want. So, if we summarize content marketing in short, there are 5 things that you should really pay a lot of attention to. First of all, it's a goal setting. This you can't miss. Without a goal, all the other 4 can't be defined well. If you have a clear goal, you can define the audience that fits this goal. If you have a defined audience, you know where their attention is and you know where to find them. And if you know where to find them, you can tailor your content to your audience, but also to your channels. And then last but not least, we have a consumer action that we're trying to trigger. So think about the next step that you want after they come in touch with your content. Think about the different layers of your marketing funnel and how you're going to lead your audience through it so that you might get to your goal. That was it for this first video where we break down content marketing and what it is. I hope you stay tuned for our daily content tips and tricks. And I hope that you enjoyed this piece of content about content marketing. Yes, we're going really meta here. If you would have any questions, just let me know them in the comments, and I will get back to it as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.